Alright, so yeah, then you can start now. So good afternoon, Ms. Nafisa and Ms. Razida. So today I'm going to present my project, which is a ForenChain. So ForenChain is basically the blockchain-based chain of custody management system, mainly for the digital forensic. So this system is actually have a compliance with the Malaysia forensic SOPs and legal standards. So the problem statement has been found that in Malaysia, the digital forensic investigation involving the many agencies like PDRF and Cybersecurity, they already have been using the digital tools and internal system to manage the evidence and the investigation record. But then they are mostly rely on the centralized system, which is the data is stored internally. So okay. The centralized system, which the data will be stored in the database, which will be the internally. So if it's stored in the internally means like it will be risk of insider manipulation. Insider manipulation is a high possibility the person who enter the database, which is the admin, they can high possibility to modify the information inside the database. And then another one, it will be linked to the lack of independent verification as well. So which means the evidence integrity is depends on the system trust. And then additionally is traditional chain of custody issue. Either it's a manual or digital logs can be altered, which means we cannot prove that it is not tampered or not being altered. And then the forensic tool limitation. The existing forensic tools have been existed is more focused on the analysis, like data carving and more so on. They not fully focus on the full transparency of custody management. They won't check all the evidence lifecycle is being checked properly or not. And then there is no blockchain adoption, like many not widely used, has been widely used for the system. So go to the next is so with this limitation, I came up with this aim is to develop a secure and transparent system that ensures the integrity and traceability of the evidence, digital evidence throughout its life cycle. So my main objective to achieve this aim is to create a web-based system to record and check the chain of custody and to have a tamper-resistant recording. So which means once it's recorded, it cannot be changed at all. And then next is a role-based access control. It's like it involves many roles in this system, which is the administrator, investigator, analyst, supervisor, and prosecutor. So each of them have a specific role to perform. And then next is the verification tool. It should have a verification tool is to ensure the integrity and also the history of the custody event. And next is also provide comprehensive audit logins to ensure the accountability and traceability of the system action. Next is chain of custody. Chain of custody is something like a process of tracking the evidence from stage to stage. Like when a parcel, when we track each by each, we can see all the recorded things as being recorded inside. So this, for my system, it's not only tracked, it's also protected. So from here, we can see that who is handled the device and what action has been performed and when the particular action has been occurred. So this actually ensures that the evidence is authentic, traceable, and also legally admissible. We can prove that this particular evidence is not tampered at all. Okay, next is this is my system workflow. So when starting from the investigator, so first is actually the system admin creates the user for everything. So in a real life, actually the system admin will go through a manual verification, like they will verify is it this person have authority by verifying their IC and everything, and then only they will register this user and their roles inside the system. And then for each user has their specific task to perform in the system. So for the first, we go with the investigator will upload the evidence details, they will collect the evidence and then they upload the evidence details and it will generate the initial hash, which means the fingerprint. And then after that, you move on to the supervisor. Supervisor will be act as a middle person. It's like to verify and validate whether the information has been transferred by the investigator, is it valid or is it correct, to ensure the accurate and then to prevent any misconduct. So because there's a high possibility that investigator can do any mistakes of input mistakes and also are involved any intentionally or unintentionally they do any false evidence recording. So that is why the supervisor is in the middle person to review everything. After being approved, then only the investigator can transfer the evidence to the forensic analysis. So in my system, actually it records the findings of the analysis that have been done by the forensic analyst. So in a real life, actually the forensic analyst will receive the evidence, they will do the manual investigation of the evidence. So this evidence is like they will do proper methodology, they will observe everything and they came out with a conclusion and the tools have been like so many specialized digital forensic tools that have been used for the particular evidence item. So one system will be after they have done all these things in a lab, they will record all the findings into the system. So after that, it will go to the supervisor before it transfer to the prosecutor. So the supervisor will approve all the evidence, whether is it the analysis has been go through a good is a correct methodology or not, is a good step or not. So they will approve. Then only the forensic analyst can move on to the prosecutor. So the prosecutor part is the one who will verify every details and compile all the information and move on to the court. They will proceed to the court proceedings. So this one, at this part, the prosecutor will verify that whether the hash has been formed in the data and then the blockchain is it same or not. So let me present my video demonstration. So basically, my system is actually using a hybrid architecture, which is a hash chaining plus with the blockchain. So that means every action has been performing in the system, it has been produced one hash, and then this hash will be stored in the blockchain. So even the hash is modified, the blockchain can verify is it modified or not. Like that. So this is the main page. So from here, user can verify that their credentials. So from here, actually, I use the phone verification like OTP simulation, just for like a reference for multi-factor authentication. But using a phone number verification is not gonna be very secure. But it is to prototype. I use this one. But in a real life, they can use a biometric solution mechanism or facial recognition to verify that the person is accessing the system is actually the valid person. So from here, they will put the registered phone number, and then the OTP is actually hard coded with the 1 to 6. So this is the dashboard, and then here they will upload all the evidence details. So this one is the evidence description, and they will upload the image of the evidence, and then after upload, it will pending review by the supervisor. So next is the supervisor logging into the system. Okay, here they can see that the uploaded case that have been found transmitted by the investigator. So here they can see that the status is pending. So they can review the evidence that have been uploaded by the investigator. The review. So this is the image that has been uploaded by the investigator, and this is the case description. They have to verify is it matches or not, is it true or not, is there any errors that have been found or anything has been misconduct has been found. So they will verify from here. So from here they will decide either to reject or approve the evidence. So if everything is valid, they can just approve the evidence. Okay. After that, the investigator again log into their dashboard and then go to the My Cases. They can see that the case has been submitted to the supervisor is already approved. Now they can ready to transfer this evidence to the lab analyst. Okay, now the status it shows that it was already transferred to the lab. And then now analyst will log in into the system. Okay, so this is the analyst dashboard. So from here, the analyst will see the incoming evidence. So they can see that this is the evidence that's been transmitted by the investigator. So they can view and download from here. So these are the case details, which is the case ID, and the description has been submitted by the investigator, and also the timestamp has been recorded over here. And this one is the form to enter all the details and findings that have been doing during the analysis of the evidence item. So they will, after they have been done all the analysis, they will enter all the details into the system, and the system will document this and save into my system. These are the tools that's been used for this evidence item, and they entering the methodology and observation, and also the conclusion of this analysis. After that, they just save analysis, and then they can just finalize and generate the PDF. So from here, it will generate one entire PDF of what they have been entering all the information. So these are the PDF of their information.
So the PDF can only be viewed.
Yeah, only can be viewed. So now, again, this report is actually submitted to the supervisor for the final verification. So from here, before proceed to the prosecutor, which means it is ready to transfer to the court. So should be verified whether the analysis and conduct is everything undergo a correct procedures or not. Okay, so this is the supervisor review. So from here, they can see all the case ID and also the case description as well. And then the analyzing findings over here. Then for here is CCTV footage is something like I added a extra verification layer. Is something like when analysis doing the analysis of the evidence in the lab, the CCTV footage have been recorded during that time. So is to ensure that the person is the one is doing the analysis to prevent there is any misconduct or any unauthorized person to involve in it. So that is why I actually added this extra verification to verify that they have been undergo the correct step and they have been do everything correctly. So I've been uploaded the CCTV footage over here, and then they can authenticate and approve. So after it has been approved, there is no pending evidence. So from here, the analyst will ready to transfer to the prosecutor after approved by the supervisor. So after click, so it is successfully transferred to the prosecutor. So for the prosecutor part, so this part, the prosecutor will not edit or not add any information. They only can view and verify the information and compile all the information and proceed for the court proceedings. So here we can see that the case over here, and then view the chain. So here we can see all the analysis of the case, entire case, and which is the evidence description, and then the supervisor witness review, and also the forensic report has been done by the analysis, and also this is the chain of being what are the action has been recorded. Yeah, it's the chain of custody has been recorded in the system. And this one also is actually form one PDF report as well. So this one can proceed with the court proceedings to prove that this is the custody log that will go through each of the action has been performed at what time and what date. So they can say that, oh, this one is not tampered, also is actually genuinely is not tampered, is happened, is actually accurate.
Where is it?
This one is the chain of a custody lock. It's like an entire log of the entire life cycle. So they have go through all the steps like evidence collected until the prosecutor, until transfer to the prosecutor. Every log has been recorded inside. So it will form one PDF. So this one will be proof to the court that this is actually recorded in the
So
system.
is this a lock? Because I can see there is a blockchain.
This one is actually blockchain hash also involved. So to have a reference in it, and also the database hash, and then the action has been performed, who has actually performed the action, and also the what time has been performed the action, and also this one is the reference to make sure the database.
So that is the blockchain reference lock.
This one is the blockchain reference.
Means that the data has been transferred to blockchain.
Yeah. So from step 1 to until the end, to be recorded. So now they can verify on the blockchain. So this is the blockchain verification interface. So from here they can see is it verified or not. So from here it should be the database hash and the blockchain hash should be matched together. Then only it will be verified. If there is an internal modification is happening over there, so it will be
Tak sama.
tak sama. So from here it shows that it is matches and then it's verified. So this is the blockchain where we can see all the transaction details and the block
blockchain?
details. This is the Ethereum.
Ethereum.
Ethereum. So from here, see. So from here you can see the ID and the evidence collected, what is the action has been collected, and the hash, which means the hash has been produced during the hash chain. That hash is stored in the blockchain.
So you still have a physical database lock?
Yes. Yeah. So now is a demo scenario, like what if the admin attempt to change that hash in the database, like a internal thread. So right now it's already verified, which means everything is matches. Now the admin is go into the database and manually editing the hash. So run. So from here we can see that the hash is already being modified over here. And then go to the blockchain verification, refresh back, and then from here we can see that everything is tempered. So actually it should be the hash chain. It will form one entire chain. If the middle of the chain is break, means all the subsequent record also break. Immediately it will be say it's tempered, because this is how the chain of custody works. If this one is tempered, if this one is verified, means this is how the chain will be works, right? My altogether presentation, and so from here we can see that even the hash in the database has been changed. We can verify that in the blockchain that the hash in the blockchain is still the same, which means it is immutable, impossible to modify the information in the blockchain. So it will remain like that. So even we detect the internal tampering also, this one we can still prove the external verification. Okay, that's all. And to show that. Okay, so to simplify all the process, this is how it looks actually. So from the evidence collected, transfer to the analyst until the transfer to the prosecutor, this is how the chain looks like. So from this hash chain, and this is the blockchain. So every hash has been formed over here. It will be recorded in the blockchain as well. But what if any admin or internal thread is happening over here? If they modify the hash over here, means the entire chain will be break. So it will consider as a tempered. But in the blockchain, they cannot edit anything. It will be stay as what has been recorded is permanently recorded. You cannot change anything. So thank you. That's all my presentation. And as a conclusion, that all the five objectives is successfully achieved through the implementation of edge chaining, blockchain verification, role-based access control, and also audit logging. So that's all my presentation. So any question from Miss?
Alright. Okay, can you go back to your first? Bonus in the objective. Go to our objective.
Oh, okay. This one is
Web-based system is the web lah.
system is the web.
Verification tools, integrity is chain of custody, event tu trail tu ke?
That one is actually including the hash chaining and also the blockchain verification. So it both of the things is actually considered as a verification tools.
Temper resistant recording?
Temper resistant is for the blockchain. Once it's recorded, we cannot modify.
Audit logging? Oh,
Audit
logging tu lah.
is yeah.
Role-based access control?
Role-based access control is admin actually register all the user as a particular supervisor as a particular specific role for them. So they can have a specific task to perform in the system.
So you implement all lah.
I already
Which comply to what?
This one comparing to the Malaysian policy.
Ah.
This one also include the ISO 27001, which is for confidentiality, integrity, and also for proper handling of the entire data.
So means that the control is from the admin,
Yeah,
and then the process like okay, can you go back to the I mean the next part where you have the this one. So means that the admin will assign the process, like you have plenty process, right?
Yes.
So means that the admin will control one by one. Means that from the starting, the first process is passed over the investigator, right? And then how about the other, like supervisor, and then the forensic analysis, the view on the desktop, I mean the web, right? So they have the access from the view, or
Access from admin.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, they only can view the report that done from the first process, is it? Okay.
Is it like
So, Kak Bas, meaning dia akan revert back to admin approve baru balik ke? So mean the admin will assign one by one process lah, like until the first process haven't done, so the second process cannot be done lah, like that.
the first process cannot be done means the second process automatically cannot be done.
I tak faham. Adakah dia investigator ni masukkan data dia? Lepas tu dia akan pergi admin balik?
No.
Oh tak, dia akan automatically
it's automatically
supervisor.
go to the supervisor.
So admin tu siapa?
Admin tu they just register the user and assigning the roles only, and then they will see the audit logging and the user actions has been involving into this. So
Who holds this system ah?
So who holds the systems actually is should be the Cybersecurity agency. So from there,
The digital forensic agency
digital
lah.
forensic agency. So from there, these roles has been involved, and the admin will be the one with controlling, registering all these roles.
Is it the admin is the supervisor?
Shouldn't be cannot, because the admin is mostly focused on the database only. The supervisor is to review all the forensic details, should be very expert enough. So it could be like a forensic expert analysis to analyze all the investigator evidence and also the forensic analyst. So it should be the
So admin is just an admin.
just the admin,
But the real process does not go through admin, right? Because kalau dia go through admin, then akan ada problem lah. But
just the audit logging, the system action only.
Dia just register person kat dalam saja, then dia akan lepaskan. Then dia akan go investigator, supervisor.
Yes.
So the timeline should be the timeline will be set by the admin lah. I mean, like there is a process, right? Like from starting from the investigator and then lastly goes to the prosecutor, right? So there will be a timeline, like let's say the first step, investigator have to upload everything, right? So before the investigator upload everything, so the supervisor will do everything lah, right?
Yeah, they will verify it because there is no specific timeline for it because they will take some time to analyze step by step. Is it
So how
correct?
supervisor tu nak tahu that dia dah habis kerja, lepas tu dia nak proof kat sini, macam mana dia nak tahu?
Is it the investigator? Is it?
Investigator finish the work,
Okay.
then dia akan submit. Then supervisor akan verify.
Okay.
So how supervisor will get notification on this?
The supervisor will be on the dashboard. They can see the pending evidence over there. They can
So
see
every day dia kena buka tengok lah.
They can.
Ah,
There's
dah
no
kerja dia kan.
specific alert notification has been integrated into system.
So the supervisor will be the middle person lah.
In the middle person.
So
The middle or the head?
It should be a middle because in each process, like investigator go to the analyst, they do. This one is involving a very sensitive data, right? So they do not have a full control that like after they have submitted everything, they just saja submit like that. It cannot be like that. So have to be the person that to verify everything before it go to the analyst.
So the person can be anyone.
No, it should be expert, forensic expert.
It can be that
Can
the
be
head lah.
forensic expert senior.
Mm.
Yeah, it should be like that. It couldn't be a police officer. It couldn't be like that. So maybe it's a forensic expert enough to verify all the information.
So investigator akan submit information to supervisor. The supervisor must be an expert.
Yes.
Kena expert.
Yeah, it's a trustable person. It should be trust by anyone.
Trustable, it can be Pak Kat pun is a trustable person. The admin pun is a trustable person. Then how I can say that supervisor is trustable?
Because it's I really there's a trustable person to be in the middle of the transmission of this process.
Must have lah the expertise.
Yeah, must
Dia
have.
kena ada sijil dan
Yeah.
authorization
Yeah.
untuk authorize
Yes.
this transaction lah. Otherwise, anyone can be the
Yeah.
supervisor. So you kena letak dia punya control system lah.
Yes.
Iaitu supervisor must be the expert
Yes.
who really can give the. So this one,
Okay.
the boss will assign this team to do the investigation.
Yes.
So the admin will start to do all the registration and assign lah.
Mm-hmm.
So the investigator, supervisor, everything akan jadi ni lah.
Yeah.
Akan start to do the work. Okay. Kak Fah nak tanya tak?
So what is your specialty of your system compared to other
So
systems?
my system is actually not only
Like the current one, are they using this system or?
they already have been using the system, but they are more focused on analyzing the digital forensic tools. But my one is more to give a traceability, full track of the system, whether the evidence is being tracked properly and being protected with it, and also the evidence should be authentic and intact. So this is my main objective to do this system. So many of the systems they are actually very confidential to focus on more into confidential, but they not focus on to the full evidence life cycle is being tracked and being recorded or not. So that's what I'm doing, which is the hash chaining and anchor to the blockchain.
So you are actually creating a system that is admissible to the court,
Yes.
which is the current system. They are doing manually on this logging part,
Yes.
but they have the checking on the tools that they are using for the investigation.
Yes.
So betul lah? Apa yang I faham?
Yeah.
Okay. My question is, just now you say you are using a OTP
Okay.
untuk verification. In which way that you think OTP is not good enough comparing to the biometric?
Because OTP is involved the phone device, right? So it's a high possibility that device can be stolen or credential can be stolen by anyone. So anyone can access the person's phone over there.
Yes, OTP can be hacked.
Yeah, can be hacked actually. So it is to be secure. Biometric is very strong enough to prove that to authenticate the user is actually is the investigator is the one accessing the system. If not, the OTP, if the phone is has been stolen, the other people can access to the system.
Another question, if they're using biometric, so the administrator will register all the team members, the biometric lah,
Yes.
retina
Ah,
ataupun fingerprint first. Lepas tu diorang terus go to the website,
Okay.
diorang akan scan terus.
Yeah, can.
So each time kena ada device tu lah.
Yes, should be.
Okay, good.
Mm.
Dia kena guna
Yeah,
biometric.
kena. Yeah. Because just to demonstrate the multi-factor authentication is happening in the system, so I just use the OTP as a reference for the biometric. Because I couldn't implement the biometric, so I just use the OTP for reference.
Why you say your system is cannot be tampered? Yeah, cannot. The evidence all cannot be tampered.
Because each of the system, each of the actions that have been performing in the systems is already recorded in the blockchain. So once it's recorded, it cannot be altered at all. So it will be recorded only. So there's no immutable verification over there. So people cannot
No compromise lah.
no compromise.
If go to the blockchain, no compromise.
Yeah.
Let's say it goes to the court, kita bagi dekat hakim lah, ni kan. So dia akan tengok everything. What makes hakim trust your system?
Okay, trust the system is because it provides the immutable verification, plus also it provides the full chain of custody, which means it for all the recordings like who performed the action, what times is the action is happening, and also what they have been doing. So this one, everything is in the report has been already recorded. So from there, they can see that every step has been involved. There is no tampering is detected inside. Yeah, even if the tampering is detected, if like for example, like just now the admin is modified the internal hash, right? From that, they can see the this one is already tampered. But from the documentation or regarding the blockchain, if they see means there's no tampering is detected.
Okay, let's say okay, good lah. Maknanya the login akan main kan, verify, tempered. So is it bila you ada like one tempered, you bagi dekat hakim tu akan terima ke atau dia macam mana?
No, should not be.
Cannot be lah.
Yeah, cannot be. Because once break is the chain of record is everything break. So it's not legally, it's rejected by the code already. This one is tempered already. You cannot prove to the code.
So kenapa dia tempered tu kena another investigation?
Kenapa tempered tu? They have to
Yeah,
go
yeah.
another investigation because it's the entire case, right? So go
Yeah.
through the each by each. So what has been go through internal system has been tempered. Have to analyze it again. Get to do more analyzing what is tempered and how it's tempered. So mostly in my system, higher possibility admin can modify the information.
Cannot also because biometric ada. Dia biometric member
Yeah,
dah
in
ada.
real life should be biometric.
So nothing lah, nothing can be.
Yeah.
Some more dia comply dengan law lah.
Yeah, compare with the law.
Very good. Okay, thank you.
So yeah, I think everything else is just on the comment for your objective. So normally the objective we only list down up to 22 to 3.
Oh, 2 to 3.
Yeah, the one that you highlighted is more to on the scope of work.
Oh,
You buat apa yang you buat. But you sepatutnya kena solve problem yang you mention tu. Apa yang you nak, your implementation. I know dekat report you dah tulis apa tu, tapi dekat sini you very simplified. You macam tulis apa yang you letak kat dalam sistem. But actually apa yang you solve dekat atas tu. That's supposed to be like that lah. Sebab the main part kat FYP ialah objektif you memang you buat login, everything semua. Tapi kita nak tengok you solve problem tu ke tak. That is the main reason lah kita tengok. But I think the system is super strong. Super strong. I tengok waktu you present awal-awal dulu nothing much like this. But sekarang I quite wow, banyak you punya features. Kita tengok dia punya performance speed dia yang pasti kita tengok.
Because
Sebab
there is so many roles is
That one
involving into
would be more better lah if you can add more on the performance of your systems.
Yeah.
Very good.
Okay.
Macam very good job kat sini. I pun tak sangka tau. You dah stop ke tak?
Let's stop.
You kena stop after present.